Hi, it's Beezy. It is May 3rd, 2022, and as Winnie the Pooh would say, it's a blustery day. We had a lot of rain yesterday, and I was doing actually a bunch of work on the business and setting up, or doing research to figure out what kind of a platform that I wanted for a subscription platform. So like a patron type, could be Patreon or other ones. So I dove down that rabbit hole and had questions and learned stuff. And anyways, my mind was a blustery day. So I've made some progress on that, and chose that platform, and it'll be where, and I'll do a whole video on that, but I just wanted to mention that a little bit for yesterday because it occurs to me I didn't make a video yesterday because I was making them in my head. But one of the wonderful things in all of that, in having to learn so many different things, and I love to learn. Right now it comes so fast, and I have to learn this, and I have to learn that, and I have to play within me this kind of rush feeling, or hurry feeling, or you're running out of time feeling, for this moment, in that I have a few days left here at the cabin, which I absolutely appreciate and desire and adore, and the dogs are having a ball. But it's a place where I know, even though the phone and the text don't work very well, the internet does. So as far as uploading and downloading, even if the files are big and it takes me a while, at least I know that it's there and I can do it. Even if I, do stuff, go to sleep, come wake up, do more. So that's kind of ticking down for me. The weather may be iffy to where I'm actually going on Friday, so I want to get there earlier in case it will be a liquid first real tent setup. So anyways, all those things are going on, and I want to do other videos specifically about these things I'm noticing within me, things I'm learning how to move through within me, things I'm creating steps in how to do it for me, so as soon as I feel it on, I can do it. Should they come back, sometimes they do, and that because they're big feelings, they're big electromagnetic, emotional, energetic things that are coming up for me. I know other people will have coming them up as well. Everybody's situation will be unique in what's going on, but the energies are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and the changes within us in our physicality are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and faster and faster. And as I say that, I'm getting all these big heart activations and moving trucks. And then on our electromagnetic systems, so all those systems, and then there's the linear external to us systems, so everything that is changing and moving and crumbling down, beginning to open, beginning to clear out, beginning to awaken, you name it, you got it, all of that is speeding up, and we aren't at fast level yet, and widening up, and it's all actually spectacular because it's hyper accelerated, elevated evolution, right in the moment, and we are birthing and creating a whole new everything for the all, not just here on the planet. So very exciting. Occasionally for me, I feel myself coming up to one of the edges of overwhelm with all the things, and so I'm developing my own practices in addition to other things that I already have and have done, and the downloads and the inspiration coming from my soul on how to do that, what to do, how to reframe, how to shift very intricate and with specificity and particularity mindsets. So not just not mindset as a whole thing, but because the brain is rewiring itself too. So if in just being with that and studying that and playing with that and being in a mastery course on that, it's fascinating. It's fascinating, and feeling the scope of whatever it is. It could be fear, it could be stress, it could be excitement, it could be this amazing videos that have come in and amazing fantastical stuff and superpower stuff, and feeling it happen right in the moment is amazing. And there's a lot of ends in there, and all this other stuff is going on at the same time. In my case, there's no coincidences for that, and it's all part of the bigger plan, which is part of the plan for everything. Just sometimes it's hard, and I don't like roller coaster rides, so sometimes it's hard to and hang out. And on that side note, one very cool thing is Rose is doing great, and we haven't gotten to the truck only and tent only portion of our program as of yet, but different than she's been in other places and things we've done in moving, and different than most other cats I've ever known. So more, if not all, of Rose, his elevatedness, her multidimensionalness has come into her, and she keeps saying, we've got this. Even the way she talks, sounds, and is a bit different, and the way she interacts, and so that's fascinating to watch. All of this is fascinating to watch, and I'm capturing it all in a variety of ways, and I will relate in writing and in videos, and I think in book form as well, all of these different things, because they're fascinating. They are so amazing, and it's not theory, it's live action going on, so it's very cool. And I guess this is a pergola that I'm in outside, a little shade from the wind. The dogs are over there having one of their nice marrow bones chilling, although they think they should be on camera. So I just wanted to kind of check in, say hi, give an update, talk a little bit about some of the stuff I'm experiencing, and yeah, I think that's really it. I did go back to a little bit what I started, but about having a platform. So this is a way for me to create even more content. It's what I like to do. I have so many different ideas that my soul is giving me, that my master guides are giving me, that actually when I have these tune-ins and big conversations, and the veil is thinning, and they're not corporeal yet, but boy are they distinguishable and discernible of what is there, and the being, and the scope of the energy, and it just gives goosebumps to what's happening within me, to me, around me, from me. Very cool. And one of the things I'm nudged is to look at, I could phrase it as different ways, or things I hadn't considered yet, or an additional ways, or I don't know the right words. It's kind of a combination of all those words. It has to do with the business, and taking the presence that I am, the value that I am, the wisdom, the insights, the intel, however you want to describe it. It's a combination of all those things coming through me, because I'm starting to get more, I'm not good at labeling, so I don't know quite what to call it, but more, I've got them a lot before, but now they're coming in a more noticeable way for me. Prescient, is that the right word? precog kind of. I don't know how to label it, but beyond a sense, or a very detailed senses of what is coming, what is unfolding, how to play more with the energies, different things that I'm working on that affect the all and me personally, and all of that. So one of those was to play into and find a way to have a patron type thing for people who are interested, if you're interested in watching these videos and the different content that I'll make. Like I said, it's all manner of things. It's audio, it's video, it's live streams, it's private for people who want to do this, come in. And so it's on subscription base, and so it's a donation base through a service like Patreon. Patreon was one of the ones that I looked at. I actually ultimately, for various reasons, the most being energetic and expansiveness of what I found, is not the one I chose. And I'm going to do a whole video on the one I chose because I want to introduce that. But it's very exciting because it's of the new earth. And that's my read of it, that's my meeting of it, that's everything that's unfolding and how I'm encountering it. In fact, the support help that I'm getting from the company and all that kind of stuff. And it's all tied together to the bigger picture, to the plan. And so it's fascinating when I go, oh, well, do I do this or do that? And do I do both? Well, which one is this and which one is that? And how to deal with all that information that's coming in. And this is another thing I want to do a video on, is, how not to let past perception or past way of doing things or past habits or mindset ruts or any of those kinds of things, or fear loops, or how to not let those, or how to move beyond them, or how to set them aside and you can go play with them later, in decision making. It from a whole new way than I've done it before. I'm 58 and a half. I've done a lot of this stuff a lot of times because sometimes, I keep winding on the stuff. So I'm very practiced at letting it go and doing it differently and better. But this is on a whole new scale and new level, and it's iTech, and it's multidimensional tech, and it's incredible way to use solution energy, to call it in, to fashion it, to mold it, to play with it, to have it provide the phone to ring or an email to show up or these things. It gives me goosebumps. And it's showing me, telling me, instructing me, training me, tutoring me that this is part of how we'll use all of us in a whole new way, and how we're inputting data, response data, feedback data, not only to the universe, to source and our monad and all of that, but to the morphogenetic field, to other beings, to how we can offer a moment of what we're doing and learning, and in a general energetic energy ball sort of a way, I don't know the right languaging, offer it up, and someone who is playing with, wrestling with, stressing with, whatever it is, moving through different challenges or successes, but needs to navigate, can avail themselves to it if they can tune into their tech. And so I bring that a step further, and there are ways that I've been playing with it. I can co-create. It's beyond telepathic. It's not telepathy. But it's communication. But it's playing in the energy field. And can you tell I'm excited because I'm going so fast? Sorry. But it's fascinating. So in all of that, I was guided to look at that there are additional ways, or ways perhaps I hadn't even really entertained, which is true on the whole Patreon subscriber sort of a thing, because I've had a donation button up for a long time, and the two beings, wonderful women recently who donated thank you very much. But that has been the only two. And with the IUV, a couple others, one or two others, little ones, all the time. And then the IUV, I could count on just the two hands. And one amazing gentleman who, even though occasionally I was playing small and going, he's just been giving me a recurring small donation. And the size, it's the energetic. The size doesn't matter. It's the energetic and the love. And that's been very cool. But so that's why I was asked to look at this in a slightly different way, because probably the way I'm holding it, I don't know. But the donation, just a donation button, wasn't doing it. And so I don't want to go get a job. I can figure out how to do a remote job. Have to get regular internet, and if I have to, I have to. But seems to defeat the whole purpose of why I've lived this long, because I have something, as we all do, something to offer and something to give and something to explore and unfold, aside from having fun and doing what makes me happy, which is doing this as well. So I kept thinking, okay, great, could I have a hint? What is this new thing? And I just kept hearing it over and over from people who would walk up to me randomly and say, you know what to do. Okay. So that, and how to look at it just a little bit differently. And this may seem like a no-brainer to a lot of people, but for me, for whatever reason, and the way I've shaped it and all I've been through and expanded and learned, and what I just mentioned before that's been going on with me, this is part of it. So because to me it's a way to do what I want, live my life in HD, and have fun doing it, and play and create, because I like to create just for creation's sake. Do that to help others and play with others and co-create with others and produce content. Do that to support myself and my wonderful fur family, and have a place to pay to park Merlin and put our tent, and thrive in various sized ways, and not just exist. And so that was to play with a model of a Patreon type. I'm using, that's the name of the company, but that felt good to me. That when I met a platform or something within a platform, or what they were doing, or how it was shaped, or how my new learnings and abilities and everything else could do that, and they had the tech infrastructure, because I was going to build a lot of it out myself. I don't have the time or the funds for that right this moment. So I would find it. So I'm looking and researching and deep diving and playing with all that, and it's fascinating, and I'm not certain. And then more and more as I was touching this platform that I'm going to use, and the things that it's connected to, and the energetic that it's from, and the things, as I said, that I talked about a little bit a minute ago, about the iTech and everything that is coming online, regardless of that, or in spite of that, or in conjunction with that. Again, I'm not certain of the right wording, but something has changed. So that's what I'm going to do, and with that, I'm going to fully trust that I will magnetize beings who want to come play and who would like to support me in that way, just like they buy a cup of coffee or something else that they do. If there's value and there's fun and exchange and experiential and all that kind of stuff, that they'll say, yeah, this is kind of cool, different than a newspaper or magazine, or I don't know, Netflix or whatever it is. that they'll do that. And then what's really exciting, so I can set that aside, that yes, it's reciprocal and appreciated, and it's a real exchange of value, but it's exciting because it's bringing the new earth into being now. It's a new way to do business. It's a way for really being reciprocity, and being in breath and out breath, and being the flow of all this kind of stuff. And also realizing that all these things that we think we get for free out there, different things, are not free at all, and the cost on the energetic level and the construct level, and well, out there, why we have the administrator that we have and all that was the road we were leading on. And if we haven't noticed that yet, that's something for us to notice, that was all part of that what was free wasn't at all, and it was just chains going down. So all more greater awareness of that has come in. But for me, the most wonderful thing about all that, and real community, so I can really play, and the setup can have more interaction, and set up things so that, that when I'm in person with people, excellent. And if it has to be, in a virtual, digital, remote sort of a way, that there's more spontaneous, more kind of in the moment connection, even though there's a screen between us. Like here, you can hear the wind and see what's going on, and come along on my, on our shoulders, and walk beside us as we do all of these things. And in all of that, the most exciting is the change in the change, the expansion, the uptick, the increase, I don't know how to describe it all, of stuff that's coming into my heart and into my inner video space, my sensory array, and the energy, the frequencies, the vibrations of myself, of all of me, of my soul, oversoul, my spirit source stream, the other beings that I'm working with, that energy, I'm learning how to bring that through and infuse that in the content, the work, the play that I'm bringing forward. And that's pretty fun. Just for me, it's really fun and fascinating, and the spontaneous metamorphosis and configurations and actual tangible, touchable results on all of our bodies, and people who have been giving me feedback on it, is pretty fascinating. And again, everything that we're all learning how to do. So I want to finish by something a way that I started the morning this morning. And it was just getting light, and because it's cold here, I pull the shades down. I don't normally do that, but I pull the shades down because I like light. I pull the shades down just so that cold doesn't leak out of the cabin quite so fast. And so probably 5 in the morning. So I woke up because I still wanted to do this practice that I'm doing more and more of in a new way, in different ways, expanded ways. So everybody had a pee break, and took the dogs outside quick and did that, and then went back, and I spent it's about 25 minutes, and I pulled the shades up now, so the light, the early morning light, sun is starting to stream through and filtered in the trees, and the trees are all around the cabin. There's pockets of sun. And I was in this, I guess it's a double bed. And so I'm in there, Xander and Keegan are there, and Rose is there. And I was doing a grounding in the new ways that I'm doing it, which is into Gaia, but it's through the high heart and myself, and through my crystalline changing structure, and through source coming through, and making a star, 4-pointed star with us arranged in the bed, and flowing the heart energy from each of our hearts and going around. And then each of the points that we were making in this kind of star shape was shooting that energy out, that resonant field out to all, to humanity, to all. And I guess it was kind of a, bit of a tetrahedron, or maybe a form of our Merkaba, or some flowering of our thing, but it was also connected into, so down below and above Source and Gaia, and then the four of us. And the colors and the effervescence and the feel of it, and the beautiful peacefulness and rest of it, and confidence and knowing and trust, and think of every word you can imagine that is, that just in that deliciousness was there. And shh, hey, stop. It was vibrating, and the animals were enough. The animals were enjoying it, and Xander, stop. The animals were enjoying it, and it was such a lovely experience. The light changed, the color changed, everything changed. And I've done it in different ways, but never like this before. And it was being thunderstruck by source energy that this is how we are changing, and this is how we are touching each other, and being our magnificent singularity that we are, and our co-creativeness and our oneness of that, with the beautiful diversity and the beautiful connectivity and wholeness. And I thought, this is delicious. And so the moment ended, and I was asked again to play with looking at things in a little bit different way, let go of any previous thoughts, and to fully step into trusting that magnetizing will come. And I thought, you bet, if for no other reason to feel like this, if for no other way to play like this, if for no other way to share this way of playing with others, you bet. So that's how I started my morning, and I think it's 4:30 here Pacific time. So I'm having the afternoon capped with this lovely conversation with you, and then I've got going back to business work and playing with this new way I'm looking at things, and I'll send you some video, emails, all that kind of stuff. Probably not till tomorrow morning on that. I love you.